Mom, what are you making?
I'm making polpette di ricotta and sauce.
How you started?
We're going to these tomatoes through this foot mill. Passata di pomodoro. I strained them from the seeds. So this is going to take a little while.
Who taught you how to do this?
Well, my mother told me how to do this, but growing up in Sicily, in the town, everyone was doing this.
Oh, yeah?
Each household had this. This was bigger because, of course, they will make a lot of sauce. They had the little one, but they also had the big one.
So they would take tomatoes like that and pass it through?
Well, yeah, they will cook the tomatoes first, make sure the tomatoes were all cooked, and they will fall apart.
Yeah.
And then they will put it here. And that process was a little different than this.
Okay.
The tomato had the skin on and had the seeds on. So when you do this process, it separates the seeds and the skin from the actual pulp. The trick is to get every ounce of
So you're really
sauce.
straining that tomato.
Yeah, every ounce of sauce.
Why are you doing it this way and not like an easier way?
An easier way will be the blender, but the blender will just break down the seeds. The seeds usually will be like bitter.
Yes.
So you don't want that.
You don't want that. You start with the olive oil in the pan.
So I'm going to put the olive oil at the bottom.
Beautiful.
And I'm not afraid to put olive oil.
Right.
Because a lot of people say, oh, not too much. No, it's okay. You can put a lot. I'm going to put some onion. I don't fry the onion. I don't like the fried onion. To me, it's heavier in the sauce. This is lighter. The onions will do the job. It will take away the acidity of the tomatoes, but you don't have that heavy onion, that fried onion.
Right.
I'm going to put garlic. Now this, I'm going to put it in the sauce.
So who taught you how to make sauce?
My mother.
Your mother.
But then, of course, through the years, you do learn things on your own.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put one more container of tomatoes. A little bit higher right now because I want to bring the sauce to a boil.
You just pour the whole thing?
Yes, pour the whole thing. Clean the extra sauce in there.
Okay. Don't waste a single drop.
Of course not.
What makes a good sauce?
Good tomatoes.
Good tomatoes?
Good tomatoes makes a good sauce. The tomatoes have to be sweet, not too much acidity. If they have too much acidity, then you might have to add more stuff to make it taste better.
Right. That's it? Good tomatoes?
Yeah, well,
so I guess if there's not good tomatoes, you're not going to have good sauce.
No,
that's where it starts.
Right, the tomatoes, everything. It's the key to make a good sauce. The juicier the red tomatoes make a good sauce.
Well, this is no joke. I'm feeling tired.
You feeling tired already?
No joke.
Just remember, I used to do this.
Oh, wait, tell the story.
Yes, I used to do this. And of course, we had a bigger one. When we used to make homemade sauce, and we used to make like the preserve for the winter.
Yeah.
And this was my job. We didn't have an electric one.
How old were you?
I was in my 20s, but that was my job. My mother will cook the tomatoes.
And how much was it?
Well, she will cook like a couple bushels of tomatoes,
and
2 or 3 bushels a day, and then I would do that all day.
All day.
All day.
All day?
Yeah, well, most of the day, after the day, because 3 bushels of tomatoes is a lot.
Okay.
And
that is a lot.
Yeah, because we didn't have the electrical. What it's called?
You know what's crazy? Like this hand.
I can't remember the English word.
You know what's crazy is this hand hurts from holding it.
Because you're holding it too tight.
Oh.
Don't hold it too tight. Just relax this hand.
Okay, hold on.
You have to put the strength on this hand.
Okay.
This one is just relax.
Oh, I'm doing the opposite.
Yes, you're doing the opposite.
You know, because this is wobbly.
Well, the trick is just to keep it a little bit like on the same spot, because if it moves,
Oh, okay.
you're losing the grip.
I mean, that's Nonna's strength right there.
Yeah. Yeah, Nonna was very strong.
But now you as now that you're a Nonna yourself, you've harnessed that
I guess so.
capabilities. Maybe?
I have to get stronger.
Yeah.
You have to make sure that the pulp, it's dry. It doesn't have a lot of juice. Okay. Then what you do is you clean the bottom, because it's got a lot of good sauce in the bottom here.
Yeah.
Start it to boil. Okay. All right.
Before you
I'm gonna
do
put
it.
some salt.
Salt. Okay. Salt.
Two teaspoons for now to begin
Okay.
with, because I don't want to make it salty. We can always add it at the end.
Yeah.
And then I'll make it cook, and then I'll taste it to see if it needs anything else. We put the basil at the end, towards the end. I don't want the basil to really cook too much, because then it's gonna lose the flavor.
Right.
So now after this starts to boil, I'm gonna put it low,
Okay.
medium low, and I'm gonna let it cook.
Okay.
We're gonna cover it for a little bit. Bring this back to a boil. Once it breaks the boil.
How long does that take now?
This will take about half an hour.
Half an hour. Okay.
To cook, really.
Okay.
We don't want it to be too thick.
Not too thick.
Not too thick, because once you put the polpettine, the ricotta, then that will make it thick.
Yes.
You remember every time we do it, it makes it really thick.
Yes.
So we're just gonna do a loose, very loose sauce.
Oh, it's boiled. So it's boiling now. That's good.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay.
So now we're making the polpette.
Yes.
What does that mean for those who don't know?
Polpette means, like meatballs, but there's no meat, so it's ricotta. Polpettine di ricotta.
Means meatballs.
It's not polpettine di carne, it's polpettine di ricotta.
Okay.
So we need mint, and I usually like to put a good amount.
Yeah.
I guess you need mint to really get that taste that you want.
Well, you really don't get the flavor of it.
Otherwise, you won't get the flavor that you really want. So fresh mint is better. You can use dry mint, a good quality dry mint, but fresh mint is better.
Okay.
I'm gonna make it small.
Make it really tiny, right?
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna
Put it in there.
put it in here.
That's how much mint?
Now I'm gonna put some more.
How much mint do you usually put?
A couple of tablespoons.
Couple of tablespoons?
That is 1 tablespoon probably.
Okay.
This is a 2 pound.
So 2 pounds of ricotta.
2 pounds of ricotta I'm making.
And then you have like a few tablespoons of mint.
Right.
Gorgeous.
Right?
Yeah, I love that.
Isn't it beautiful?
It's beautiful.
Okay, I'm gonna break it here first, because I don't wanna to get any shells in there.
I feel like I'm not,
Make sure that it's clean.
So 2 eggs now. 2 eggs?
I'm gonna put 2 eggs. Two eggs is enough for this amount. Okay.
So now you put that lower?
Yes.
Okay.
Put it lower. And okay,
Now the sugar.
Couple 2-3 tablespoons of sugar. Depends how much sugar you like.
Now for those who were around for the first episode. Well, not the first episode. Like the third.
The first time we did it.
So the third video we posted was this recipe, and we got in big trouble because we put sugar in here.
Okay.
Well, how many? One?
No, two.
Two?
At least two. At least you have to put two.
It caused a lot of controversy.
You gotta have that sweetness with the mint.
So explain why you need sugar in here.
You need sugar. This is the recipe. That's what it calls for.
That's it.
Basically, you want that
no
little...
questions asked.
No
That's
questions
what it is. Don't even ask.
Don't even ask.
But I think people don't realize that
Just a pinch of salt.
It creates a sweetness with the sauce.
Yes.
And it's not like dessert. It just gives it's a very little sugar compared to the amount.
Which is a lot. It's not a lot of sugar.
It's really not that much
compared
sugar,
to a lot of foods on the market that have so much sugar.
Well, yeah.
So we're gonna do just a little bit of cheese.
To like sugar and cheese and mint. Like
Just a little bit. We don't, I don't want to.
But it's good.
Yeah. So you want to mix it?
Okay.
Then we'll taste it, and if it needs more sugar, we'll put more sugar. I know people say, "Why, you're gonna taste it with the raw eggs in it?" I don't know. I've done that for years. So. Okay, now before we taste it, we're gonna put the breadcrumbs.
Okay.
I'm gonna start with a half a cup. Depends on the ricotta. If the ricotta is a little bit like wet, you need some more breadcrumbs. If it's like dry, like more of a dense ricotta, needs less.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
So 1 and 2.
This is a half a cup.
Half a cup.
Yeah.
That's it.
Just
So you're gonna check it.
Yeah. See how it goes. Yeah, I think it needs a little bit more, but we're going to like
Do a little bit.
do a little bit. Use
Now use the spatula.
yeah.
You can take over. Incorporate everything. So maybe while you're doing that, explain to people why,
Yeah.
how this dish came about. Why not meatballs? Why didn't they just have meatballs?
When you're talking about 100 years ago, 70 years ago, even 50 years ago, people did not have meat in Sicily.
Yeah.
I mean, they could not afford to buy meat.
Yeah.
So when spring came and the animals that they had or the neighbors or family had, and they would make more milk because spring was the time where the animals had their little calves and their little, goats or whatever. So the animal had a lot more milk, so they will make ricotta. And that was usually, in those days, ricotta was only during spring. This dish came about because this would have been like a Sunday dinner. Like a Sunday dinner. Instead of, you making the meat with meat, sauce with meat, they will make this.
Right.
This would be in place of a meat.
They could afford this because they could
Right,
afford
because especially if they had a goat in the house or if they had a cow, then they would just be able to make the ricotta and do this. Cheaper to make.
Yeah. They didn't have enough money to have meat all the time.
No.
Maybe just for holidays.
Holidays, and maybe when somebody got married,
they had meat.
They would have a meal for the family, and they would have meat.
So this is when Nonna was little?
This goes back a long time.
Like the 30s?
Even probably even before that. Yeah, even before that, yeah. This here, see?
Need a little bit more breadcrumb?
Maybe a little bit tiny more.
Okay. Maybe or for sure?
No, maybe a little bit more.
The whole thing?
Put the whole thing. Yeah, sure, we'll take the whole thing. Okay. We want it soft, but we don't want it too soft. Because we
want to be able to form it.
We want to be able to form so anyway, we'll see. We have to taste it to see if it needs more salt, if it needs more sugar.
Yeah.
If it needs more, I don't think it needs more mint, but because you can see the mint, see?
Yes. No, it looks great.
But I think it looks good now as far as a texture.
Yeah.
We have to make sure that is enough salt and it is enough sugar. It's important in this recipe, sugar.
Yeah.
want to taste it?
It has raw egg in it. I'm scared it has raw egg in it.
Okay. There's really nothing wrong if you have good eggs.
Yeah.
If you have like good eggs, organic or, you know,
Okay.
that
All
they
right, okay,
free,
okay.
that they have good.
I'm not afraid anymore.
I used to eat eggs. I mean, I used to taste things years from when I was like young.
I know.
I never used to be afraid.
Can you tell the story of how you had your chickens in Sicily were your dolls?
Yeah. That was pretty pathetic. But
Pathetic?
yeah,
Oh.
pathetic.
Oh,
Pathetic. I'm sorry.
You told me that your chickens.
Right. We used to play
with them like they were your dolls.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, we used to play. We never used to be afraid to.
For those who don't know, where are you from?
I'm from Sicily, small town. In Sicily, Provincia Palermo.
When did you come to America?
In 1970.
1970. You were 13, right?
I was 13. Now everybody knows my age.
Well, they have to do the math. So this is like an authentic, old school Sicilian recipe from like 100 years ago.
Right.
Okay.
I really don't know how many years it goes back.
But
my grandmother used to do it, my mother used to do it, my aunts.
And I'm sure there's going to be Sicilians
Everybody,
that say...
and a lot of people in my town used to do it.
Right.
So
it's like from your town, really.
it's from my town. I don't know if other people do it in different towns. I have no idea.
But your town, they used to do
My
it.
town, yeah.
There's enough. There's enough. No? It's good?
I taste a little bit of cheese.
Okay.
I taste the salt. We're gonna
Okay.
do more salt. Okay. It's
Good?
good, yeah. Okay. This is the way my mother used to do it. Because it's soft, you cannot really touch it with your hands.
Yeah.
See? Now we're gonna put it in the oil.
There you go.
Okay. I'm gonna cook it for another 10 minutes, maybe.
Okay.
Let me see if I can flip this.
Oh, you're gonna flip it.
You have to be quick, because otherwise it'll break.
Do you have any memories of making this?
Yeah,
Like
of
with your
course. Yeah.
Or being a little kid and eating it?
Well, my mother used to be the cook of the family. She never wanted anybody to cook,
Right.
because she was the queen of
The kitchen.
Of the kitchen.
You've taken that.
But I used to watch her, and I used to taste.
Yeah.
She always used to make me taste everything. So yeah, I used to watch her cook. That was,
So you remember her making these?
of course, here in America, she will make them for Lent mostly.
Right. That makes
During Lent, that would be part of our, more often, she will make them more often.
Yeah,
like
that
on a
makes sense.
Friday, instead of fish, she will make that. Or, you know, on Wednesdays, will be less meat, more vegetable, and more like those polpettine, the ricotta, that I used to ask her to make it for me, because I used to love it. And that was one of my favorite dish.
Yeah?
Yes.
Is this still one of your favorites?
It's so in here in America, you could have made it any time of the year, at that time that we came in, because
Yeah.
you know, ricotta was more available. It was not the same type of ricotta like we have now in America. It was a little bit more, there was a lot more liquid. So she had to drain it overnight to make it a dense ricotta, and then she will make that for me, because I used to always ask for those things.
Yeah. And you still love it, right?
And I still love it. And if I make a batch of it and I put it in the refrigerator, I'll eat them until there's no more left.
This is such an old dish. Why do you still make it?
Because I love it. This is one of my favorite dishes. And you like it too.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it.
Oh, here's darker, see?
Oh, they're doing well now.
They're doing well. The polpette. Okay, this is coming along. Once the color's on the other side, I can take them out.
It smells good already.
Now, this type of Porpettina, it's even better when it's cold. When it's cold, it's even better.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's so good to have it like when you're
So you know,
like the next day.
The next
like
day.
Just out of the fridge, I could eat it like that.
Yeah. You don't need to warm it up.
All the flavors like come together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like I remember taking these to school for lunch when I was younger.
You probably did.
And people were probably like, what the hell is that?
It's okay.
All right, Mom, show me how I do this again. So I go like this, right?
Yeah, just get a good amount.
Like that? Oh.
Like that. See? You know how to do it.
And I just like forget.
Okay.
Is this good?
Yeah. This is fine. It's not, that's not gonna fall in there.
It's good like this?
Yeah.
And you just drop it right away?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mine's more chaotic. Enough? One more?
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, it's fine. Okay, good. I'm gonna put the
So now if you just put the basil in there.
Yeah, that's okay. Thank you. Does it get reused?
No. I'm gonna put it lower. Now they're gonna go into the sauce and they're going to cook a little bit in the sauce. They're gonna absorb the flavor of the sauce, but it has to be low flame, and we have to do like, if it's possible, 1 layer, but otherwise just no more than 2 layers, because then they're gonna break. Gently, gently. You're not supposed to move them no more once. Just, I want the to go a little bit under the sauce, very gently. Okay. And this, now you cover them about 20 minutes. Give it a little bit medium like that. And we'll cook for about 20 minutes and they're ready to come out.
This is crucial.
This
You take it out very, very gently.
You need to have patience because you cannot take them out like you usually take the meatballs out.
Very gentle.
As soon as they get like a little bit colder, they firm more.
Right. Thanks for this.
Sometimes you have the ones that break, and so basically you just leave them in the sauce. All right, see if you can grab this. But there's not one underneath, be careful.
No, this is serious. This is so serious.
Yeah, you have to be careful. Once they're out and they cool off, then they'll get very firm. You know, you have to learn how to grab it. See if you can get that one.